in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Nip it. Nip it.
All right, everybody. Barney is saying hello and welcome to the program tonight. It is going to be awesome. Everybody's jumping in here quickly. It is Friday Fun Night. We've got a great crowd gathering multiple Facebook places and on YouTube. And remember, make sure you hit like that like button. Actually, I like the heart one. I think the heart one gets better analytics. So you can give that little heart. Whatever you do, don't give me the mad face or the down thumbs. Give me the up thumbs on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching. It is Friday, May the 7th, 2021, and it is getting ready to get epic up in here tonight. We always love our Friday fun nights. Of course, we're going to have a question of the night. Of course, we've got a crazy beverage of the night. I'm looking forward to trying it, to be quite honest with you. But it's nice to see everybody up in here gathering, and I'm pretty excited about the program tonight. Got a lot of wonderful things prepped and ready to share. I'm not sure we're going to get through all of it, but if we don't, I'll see you Tuesday, and we'll finish it up. 46 degrees in Greenville, Pennsylvania. I know it's warmer in some other parts of the country, but here in Greenville, it is chilly willy. But I do have the air conditioner on in the studio because of the lights and the heat generated not only by all of these computers, but Barney has his head back on and he's generating some heat.
This is what we call the deadly game. I'm in it for keeps.
Barney's in it for keeps. What else does Barney have to say tonight?
Nip it in the bud. First sign of youngsters going wrong, you got to nip it in the bud.
Folks, that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be nipping it in the bud. So, you know what time it is. I want to say hello and welcome to everybody. I see you guys jumping in here, chatting in the chat. Make sure you're chatting in the chat there. We'll have a good time. Susan Anderson, welcome to the program. Jesse Conley, Elaine DeWolf. 5 others jumped on the same time. Janet Smith, God bless you. Thank you. Elaine DeWolf, Jennifer Grover, dropping the heart. Linda Cassio, Billy Chenault, checking in from beautiful Richmond, Virginia. Your mother is alive. I want you to know. I took her to the bank today, helped her out, and we had a good time. She wanted Subway, so Meemaw got Subway. So greetings to you, brother-in-law. Pam Bowman checking in from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Paula Boyd. Come on, guys. You have to remember Paula Boyd of Hermitage. Ann Hockett, God bless you. Shirley Leventree checking in from the great state of Mississippi. Sam Winters checking in from the communist nation known as California. California. Sam Winters, you know the truth, brother. I love California. I'll be there next weekend for some meetings. It's just not the way it used to be when Ponch was riding around for the highway patrol and emergency was rolling the fire trucks. And I know some of you are old enough to remember that. Vic Marini, my friend from the north, God bless you. Vic, we've got to get on the golf course at least one time this summer because Vic is a phenomenal softball player. We played a lot of softball together, but Vic, you know, I hate to tell you this, but the midget preacher with 7 fingers is going to take you on the golf course this summer and put the hammer on you. Karen Odell, Oklahoma. Glenda Hackett, welcome to the program tonight. John Lynn Fireball, Richmond, Virginia. Rita Terry checking in over there. Going over to the other platform, Paul Kiss, Mr. Canada, Pennsylvania. God bless you. Rick Berry, Robert J. Viviano checking in from the great state of Florida. Ted Link, go chase a turkey. Ray Suhaliga, Friday fun night again. Well, I hope so. I hope we're not done yet. All right, folks, you know what? I've got a question of the night for you, and it's Friday fun night. We always like to have some fun. I usually do a humor video at the end of the program, give you a smile. Probably not going to do that tonight because I'm closing the program a different way, but I will tell you a funny story. So during the program tonight, Cadman's Bob Vanderslice, God bless you. During the program tonight, Bog Harosh, Ted Morris, welcome to the program. You need to stick around. I've got something special for you here in a little while. Ted Morris is dropping the Russian on us that God is good. So Friday night, I like to do a question of the night. This is going to relate to a story I'm going to tell you at the end of the program, give you a smile. Well, it might give you a smile. It may put some of you at alarm. But during the program, if you feel the urge, Bonnie Beam, welcome to the program, drop in the chat one word. All right, here it comes. All right, so here is the question of the night. Holly Chenault Terry checking in over there with Meemaw. Cat or dog? Are you a cat person or a dog person? Both is not allowed. Either cat or dog. Now, I'm pretty much neither, although my dog has grown on me. I'm definitely not a cat. You'll hear about that at the end of the program. So if I was to answer, which I'll do right now in the joint chat, I will drop the word dog on there. That's what I am. Folks, it's time for the beverage of the night. It's going to be a good one, I promise you. While we're rolling, just drop your words. Dog, dog, dog. There may be a reoccurring theme. Sylvester, you're in trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness is not only exciting and educational, but sometimes a bit risky as well. Do not try this at home. It's time for the beverage of the night.
Folks, the dog votes are blowing away the cat votes. Bob Vanderslice, I see the cat image there. Please don't get mad at me later when I tell you a story. Jesse Conley, dog, and Hockett, cat. Damon Mayo, welcome to the program, my redneck brother from another mother. The beverage of the night coming in tonight from, check this out, folks. I mean, a handwritten bag here. It says, Will and John, Ted Moore Sound Dog, enjoy, ha, 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 Winter Burger family. Folks, what have they sent? I haven't even opened the bag yet. Here it comes. What if these two little fellas, Danny and Glenda Dog, Danny and Glenda, I think I could have guessed that one. I can even answer for Cricket and the rest of Buckingham and Appomattox County. It is dog. Folks, coming in tonight from Will and John, Lester's Fixins, peanut butter and jelly soda. Folks, peanut butter and jelly soda. Y'all get your fixins. Will and John, I don't know how old they are. I think they're like 10 years old, maybe. They're big time fans of the show. We're popping the top. It's carbonated. It's made with pure cane sugar. Let's give her a shot, folks. Peanut butter and jelly. You know, I really don't want to be very... Will and John, I don't really want to be jumping on you. I mean, I don't know how old you are. I mean, I know, well, you're like 10 years old, 9, 11. I can't be rude to young fellas. What's up, Bonesaw? Well, folks, this is basically drinking battery acid. That may be one of the top 5 worst drinks that I've ever had on this program in over 1 year. Thank you, Will and John, for destroying the rest of my night. We're seeing dogs flying everywhere. They're 12 years old. Thank you, Will and John. Appreciate the battery acid. Next time, just send me Penske motor oil or something. Maybe I'll drink that. God bless you guys. Hey, guys, it's time to get to it. We got a lot of stuff tonight. All righty, everybody. We have got a lot to get to, and it's going to be good. We're going to start right here with some interesting stuff. More along that, I told you so stuff. I hate to say that. I don't mean to say that. Why is that desktop up there? That's the wrong one. That's where I'm reading all y'all's chat. Let's go there. There we go. 4 ex-cops indicted on U.S. civil rights charges in the George Floyd death. There's one reason that I want to bring this to your guys' attention tonight, and that is this. These 4 officers, which we've already seen the Chauvin report. I'm not spending a lot of time on this tonight, but I just want to keep the story kind of going a little bit because it's very interesting what's happening. So these 4 cops, Chauvin and the 3 officers that were bystanding, didn't help. Well, they are not to be federally indicted by a grand jury until all the state trials are done. And that includes sentencing. So we know that Chauvin has been convicted. He's supposed to be sentenced in about 6 weeks. We also know they've already filed an appeal. The other 3 officers are still in state litigation, but today, a federal grand jury indicted these 4 guys on multiplicity of charges. Here's the bottom line. Let me explain it to you. They're concerned in the government in the state of Minnesota about how things are looking, especially with this appeal, since President Biden and Maxine Waters decided to get involved. So the federal grand jury has went ahead and sent down their indictments. And I honestly believe just to kind of smooth things out and let everybody know that this still is on the radar. They're going to get their day coming that, what's the word I'm looking for? That justice will be served. But this is completely out of order. I read all about this, studied it. It's supposed to be state first, completed, sentenced, then federal grand jury can drop down their information. So we'll see what happens about this, but that is my opinion on that. Folks, the United States economy added 266,000 jobs in April. And you would look at that and say, oh, well, that's great. 266,000 jobs. Wow. Oh, praise the Lord. We've got 266,000 new jobs. Now, that's a problem because the U.S. economy was expected, and you know, they project that we were to add 1 million jobs in the month of April. Now, we are getting 4 months into the Biden administration. You can really not be blaming the former administration, but they're trying to throw blame on COVID-19, and they're trying to throw blame on the former administration for the failure to hit the projection of 1 million jobs. What they actually hit, we hit as America, was 266,000 jobs. Now, it's not only plaguing America, and I'm going to tell you why in just a moment for America, but Canada also, they actually lost 207,000 jobs. So America, we didn't lose, we gained 266, but we really lost 750 because we were supposed to have 1 million. Canada actually lost 207,000 jobs in their economy. Now, President Biden is coming out making I don't think he makes clear statements. He's coming out making statements that, yes, it was a weak report, but we're still digging out of an economic collapse, but we are right on track. So I would have the question tonight, President Biden, what are we on track for? Continued disaster? Because this is not the right track, but this is the wrong track. In fact, I'm not sure we've even left the train station yet. And I'm not sure if we're even on the train. And for sure, I have no idea who is the conductor and the engineer of this train. And I'm going to talk more about that later. But there's one thing for sure. We are not right on track. In fact, this is an absolute disaster. Here's why. You ready? Here comes the truth. Montana and South Carolina will be canceling the extended unemployment benefits beginning June 1. What that means is, and listen, don't misunderstand me, but I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of people did lose their jobs, and the unemployment benefits were huge helps. A lot of industries have been devastated. And for the folks that needed help in the unemployment sector, I'm very thankful for that. And honestly, our government did a pretty good job. Other nations, there's no help. It's a disaster. In America, there was help. But here's the problem. We're trying to move life back to normal. We can never move back to normal. And I'm not talking about wearing your mask, not wearing your mask, 70% vaccinated, herd immunity. I'm talking about life in general. We will never get back to normal as long as we continue to pay people to stay home who could otherwise go and get a job. So Montana and South Carolina have said no more extended benefits. The United States Chamber of Commerce is calling for an end to the extra $300 a week in unemployment benefits beginning in June, already matching what Montana and South Carolina are going to do. Now, folks, please hear me. When people have lost their jobs and there are no jobs in their sector and their industries, praise God for the help. But when we have a segment of our society sitting at home, when they are well able to go work and help this economy, and they're doing it because the government is paying them more to sit at home than they could make if they were out at a job, we have our priorities out of order. But there is a day of reckoning coming, because the economy cannot continue in a cycle like this. It's absolutely a disaster. So we shall see what's going to unfold from it. Let me get my chat back over here so I can see you guys. What? Okay, and oh, it's on the right monitor. I think somebody's playing a trick on me tonight for Friday Fun Night. You see where I'm going, though? We have to get on top of this, and the states are getting on top of this with or without the help of President Joe Biden. Now, folks, here is a major concern I have going forward. I was drawing a picture for you about a train. And the reason I drew a picture about the train is because President Biden, God bless him, is the one who made the train reference. So if we want to make train references, let's talk about the train. I already told you, I don't even think anybody's on the train, and for sure it hasn't left the station. I'm not sure it's even fueled up. We have no idea who the conductor or the engineer is. To further clarify this, I am deeply concerned by the administration's monitoring and control of the media that is happening in Washington, D.C. Now, this is like the opposite of what happened during the Trump administration, where he was assaulted. You can't use the word literally, nobody hit him, but literally almost assaulted by media that was out to destroy him. Now, Psaki, let's circle around back to it. Jen, let's circle around. We'll circle back. She stars in a Western, I guess, wagon train where they circle the wagons. I don't know. But she, I have a problem with this, has told President Biden, do not take questions. Last time I checked, she was not elected as the president of the United States. Maybe he wasn't either. Let's don't go there. The last time I checked, she's not the president of the United States, but she is giving the orders to the president of the United States. Not only that, a complete control of the media in the press room. And this is what she says. And this is not hearsay. These are facts. Every time there is a press meeting where she comes and reports, or President Biden, on the rare occasion, makes a statement, there is a list of reporters with their questions that they can ask. It's happening every day. Now, I'm going to show you a video clip in a moment of where a reporter was asking her, why this list? Why can nobody else ask questions? About 10 days ago, President Biden was out on the front lawn of the White House, and he was taking a few questions on his way back. And then somebody else asked him another question. He went back to the microphone, and he says, listen, I can't answer these questions. I might get in trouble. You're the president. Not them. Please answer a question. You know, President Trump, and I called him out on it many times, for overusing Twitter, for being too aggressive, for, using too much sandpaper. But at least he was communicating with the American people. We have no clue what is going through President Biden. And for sure, we have no clue what is going through Vice President Kamala Harris's mind. Even on USA Today, do not take questions. White House press secretary frowns on Biden's media interaction. What kind of headline is that where the press secretary is frowning on the president? You can't frown on the president. He's the president. If he wants to drink battery acid, he can do it. If he wants to take questions, he can do it. If he wants to do anything, he can do it. He's the president. But this is absolutely out of control. And I'll tell you what's interesting. She put out some information today or late last night that she will be leaving the position within a year. I hit the wrong button. Ooh, I hit it twice. So check this out. This is the video I'm talking about.
I'm just curious about this list that he has given. So
the only member of the 5-network pool never on it, dating back to when he resumed in-person events in Wilmington during the end of the campaign.
well, I would say that I'm always happy to have this conversation with you, even about your awesome socks you're having on today, you wearing today, and have a conversation with you, even when we disagree. The president's taken your questions, and I'm looking forward to doing Fox News Sunday this Sunday for the third time in the last few months. I think we got to move on because we got limited time. Go ahead.
I think we have to move on because we're out of our minds. What a great diversionary tactic. The gentleman is asking her, why is the only people on your list that can ask certain specific questions? And she does the typical deflection. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And right now, let's talk about your socks. That's nothing but deflection to get people off the topic. Do they really think that we're stupid? No, we're not stupid. And this stuff has to change. I have a question. Who is the president? Folks, I want to show you a little bit here about India. We need to continue to remember India in prayer. In fact, some of our missionaries there that are connected with our organization have contracted coronavirus right now and are struggling with it. It is brutal over there. You have to understand also, it is so heavily populated. Sanitation conditions are poor. In fact, it's Friday fun night. I'll just tell you the truth. Maybe one night I'll get my friend Michael John on here. Michael John is a powerful man of God. He works in northern India. He's got churches all over India. Powerful, powerful man of God. And I consider him a personal friend. And we've been talking about me coming to visit him there in India, doing some ministry. And he was very clear to tell me, he says, Greg, when you come to India, I want you to come at the right time. You can't come in the rainy season. And I said, well, Michael, why can't I come in the rainy season? He says, because I would be embarrassed for you to be in my home during the rainy season. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, our home is on the side of a hill. And during the rainy season, the sewage systems actually overflow. And my wife will do her best to keep home and keep the house clean. But when the rain comes downhill, all the sewage comes downhill. He says there's so much disease, so much sickness. He says the rainy season is horrible. So, folks, that's just a real picture. And this is a brilliant, living in a nice home gentleman, Michael John, of what they have to deal with in India. And right now, they are seriously struggling with the coronavirus. Now, something interesting here that I want to remind you of, President Biden just restricted all travel from India. He restricted all the travel from India because of the coronavirus and the variants there. I want to talk about two things here. Number one, I do want to give a shout out to our country. What makes America great still is that we are a nation that blesses others, even during our own struggles. The United States has already sent to India over $100 million in aid to help find oxygen, get oxygen there, vaccines, and to assist. This is only for the coronavirus. They've sent $100 million. So thank you, America. We'll give credit where credit's due. Let me make a comparison for you so you understand why this is important. It was reported today that the EU Central Bank, so the EU Central Bank is basically like the American Federal Reserve. The EU Central Bank is the bank that connects all of the European Union nations together to give them some type of way to have that currency called the euro. They did a great thing. They sent over 250,000 euros. Folks, that's about $300,000. The European Union Central Bank sent $300,000 to India to help them. What a joke. That is why they struggle and cannot walk in the blessing, even that America continues to walk in. We give our money to a lot of places that it shouldn't go. We support a lot of corrupt things. We have problems everywhere. But America reaching out, helping a nation that is in trouble with $100 million is a blessing for them and for us. So for that, I want to say thank you to the good people of America. And that's why the blessings continue to roll. Damon Mayo, I see brother Mike is in the house. Arlen Preston checking in from Rio Vista, California. So remember, I was telling you that now people from India cannot travel to America. Well, that's a big deal. It's a huge population, a lot of business that goes on. Can I remind you of something that happened last year? Do you remember when the coronavirus was just kind of getting started? There was like a dozen cases in America. President Trump blocked all travel from China. Do you remember? The Democrats in the government screamed at him that he was a xenophobe. How short our memory must be. Mine's not. So, President Biden, you can now block people coming from India. Look what you did to President Trump. I hope you see my program. I think I'll email it to the White House. You remember this?
This is no time for Donald Trump's record of hysterical xenophobia.
Well, this is massive news. It's something that has been under discussion for several days here at the White House as we have seen these cases skyrocketing in India. And now we are being told that on the advice of the CDC, the Biden administration is going to start restricting travel from India.
Caitlin Collins, you're so right. This is big news. So many people have been wondering if and when this would happen, and it just did.
Well. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I think I'll email that video to the White House and remind President Biden how he treated President Trump when he blocked air travel from China. Kind of quiet. Nobody's saying nothing about that. Hey, in Florida, they are now jumping on the bandwagon. They're joining Georgia. They've joined Minnesota and other states for adjusting their voting laws to require photo ID. Folks, this is a real train that's rolling. I believe we are going to see some legitimate election reform in our nation, especially requiring the use of IDs. Thank you, Lord. There is a Chinese rocket orbiting around the Earth right now. You know what's funny? It's not funny. You know what's sad? They don't know where it's going to land. Now, they're hoping that a majority of it is going to melt, disintegrate upon reentry, but they're not sure. And they have no idea where it's going to land. American Defensive is monitoring and tracking this and prepared to shoot down anything that would be falling on American soil. So rest assured, nothing should, hopefully, fall on our head. But what's interesting, this is the box where the debris is going to fall. I believe my son could have figured that out. It's going to fall somewhere in the earth. Hey, it's a sad thing. They can't even, don't put a rocket up if you can't control it, China. Keep your rockets on the ground. And for sure, North Korea, they're probably trying to get a rocket up there as well. This is something we need to pay attention to. But rest assured, if you see it coming down over your head, supposedly, America's going to take care of it for you and smoke it. Folks, the United States, which I support, and speaking of this, I want to pause right now. I need a drum roll. I've got to do something on the fly. I don't typically do, I'm already prepared for everything I do, but I wasn't sure that Morris's were going to be in the program tonight because their son today, Noah Morris, speaking about American military, graduated from Edinburgh University. He is now a second lieutenant officer in the U.S. Army, graduating with a BS in international business and marketing and a minor in adaptive leadership in military studies. Next stop, Fort Lee. He's going to Virginia. And then Fort Bragg. He's going to Carolina. So here we have him, folks. That is Noah Morris and some proud parents there, Ted and Christine. Noah, thank you for your service, young man. Everybody tonight at some point, give Noah a shout out and a big thank you for his service. Now, one of the things that we're having to deal with in the military is we're looking at a pullout from Afghanistan, which I agree with. Get our troops to safety, but at the same time, we have to understand that the United States really does maintain the security of the world. I don't know if we asked for it. I think God sovereignly put America into place and position to do that. And we're trying to destroy that. But God gave us a responsibility. My concern, and by September the 11th, all of our troops are supposed to be out of Afghanistan. They're already leaving. But here's my concern, whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's Asia, South America, listen, it doesn't matter where it is. North Korea, China, if we are going to show weakness, then others are going to take advantage of it. Taliban already launching attacks against Afghanistan. And listen, I know we're not Afghanistan, but this stuff connects to America eventually. May God give us the wisdom how to deal with these rogue states and these terrorists. Al-Qaeda promising a war on all fronts against who? And this is even on CNN. I never show y'all CNN stuff. Against America as Biden pulls out of Afghanistan. Right now, today, in Jerusalem, there were violent clashes between Muslims of Hamas and Jews at the Temple Mount. Many, many people injured. The military and the police and the SWAT had to move in. It was a serious situation. Hamas has already come out and said, we're going to take you out, Israel. My concern is, even if we're pulling out of places and getting safety for our soldiers, we cannot show weakness. It will be destruction for all of us. It can't happen. So whatever we need to get to that place of wisdom, may we find it. I'm concerned that this administration is not going to find it because President Joe Biden becomes the first president to admit God from the National Day of Prayer proclamation that happened yesterday on Thursday, May the 6th. He wrote he didn't write it. Somebody wrote a generic, pathetic, pseudo prayer that didn't even mention God. Franklin Graham came out and replied and says, there is no prayer if you didn't have God in the prayer. Why is this important? It's vitally important because whether we're talking about our economy, whether we are talking about our military, we've got young men going in like Noah Morris, whether we're talking about how we deal with pandemics, it doesn't matter what sphere we have to deal with America and our responsibility to the world. If God is omitted, we are in trouble. May somehow God turn this around for our good. A couple other things I want to draw your attention to, and then I've got the cat story for you. And tonight, I have a special guest speaker to close out the program with the Bible moment. You do not want to miss it. T.D. Jakes recently wrote that the church has become deaf, okay, because of tribalism. He makes a fantastic point. Deaf because of tribalism. In this article, he was writing about how the church in America has become so divided over so many topics, whether it be the Bible itself, worship, social issues, social justices, sin. Folks, Michael Youssef warns deception sneaking into the church. False gospels are at work. Same thing T.D. Jakes is saying here. He's calling it tribalism. Okay? The Methodist Church just confirmed that they will be confirming a drag queen for ordination. Do we realize that when T.D. Jakes, and listen, I appreciate him. He's a wonderful preacher. Don't agree with everything. He's a brilliant man. The church is becoming deaf because of tribalism. Michael Youssef, brilliant, writing, there's a false gospel and deception in the church. And on the same day, the Methodist Church is confirming drag queen for ordination. It's a slap in the face of truth. It's a slap in the face of Jesus, who died for our sins, who died so that truth and light could come. I'm not here to slam on anybody. I'm here to make one statement. Our country needs the truth. Our world needs the truth. Our country needs the Word of God, and our world needs the Word of God. And I don't condemn anybody. What I say is everybody needs Jesus, even Brother Isaac Simons here. Lord, make it so. Now, one of the things that is causing the problems is because we don't know what's truth anymore coming out from our leaders. I want you to take a look at this. Look over my shoulder here. And it is Friday fun night. I'm still drinking the battery acid. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. This has kind of went crazy on social media. You see the picture? That is President Joe and First Lady Jill Biden. They went to meet Jimmy and Rosalind Carter. Do you guys see anything weird about that picture? Take a little closer look. How big is Joe Biden? He's actually kneeling, and he's still 5 feet tall. Jill Biden is 5'6". She's towering over Jimmy Carter, who's 5'10". Shrunk now a little bit in his old age. Couple of things here. Graphic designers have already figured it out and determined that this photo was manipulated by the White House to make the Bidens look larger than life. There were some mistakes made here, and they're just getting caught on social media. First of all, Joe Biden's head is equal to halfway up the picture. He's towering above the lamp. Jimmy Carter's feet are about size 25, but this has been caught. My issue that I want to share with you is we can't even take a truthful photo. I mean, what? What are you trying to prove? It's Jimmy and Rosalind. They're old. Former presidents. I mean, we got to respect everybody. Why do you gotta look like Andre the Giant over Rosalind Carter? There's an underlying problem here, and that is it's just impossible for anybody to give clear, transparent truth when it comes to our government and when it comes to leadership. And it must be fixed. It is a major problem. God help us. So earlier tonight in the program, and then we're going to close out with a special guest tonight. Usually I always have a good funny for you. Tonight, I'm giving you the funny. So I asked you the question, and first of all, I want to thank you all for being in the program tonight. Got a huge crowd in here tonight on all the platforms. Couple of things I want to do to close out. And the first one I want to do is this one. Couple of interesting things. It's Friday fun night. Check this out. So, folks, couple of things. You're going to get the cat story. We're going to have the guest speaker for the Bible time. But first, before we do that, a couple of interesting things that are cool. I try to do this day in histories and questions on Friday, and I don't always do them, just depends on if something's cool. But today, May the 7th, quite a few cool things. Number one, 1824, Beethoven wrote Ode to Joy. Yeah, you know it. 1915, Germany sinks the Lusitania, taking us deeper into World War I. 1915, here's the big one, drum roll. This one was sent in to me by Pat Holleran this morning, Mr. Trivia. Babe Ruth hit his first home run. 1945, on this day, Germany surrendered completely and World War II was over. And for those of you in this program right now who are a little bit older than me, where you would remember the 60s, on this day in 1965, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, A gentleman named Keith Richards woke up in his sleep. This is a documented story. He woke up humming a tune. And the tune was the guitar intro to the song Satisfaction. He woke up at 2 a.m. He hummed it into a tape recorder. He went back to sleep. The next morning, he took the tape recorder to Mick Jagger. And in 3 days, the Rolling Stones recorded, I can't get no satisfaction. That's what happened in 1965. Friday night, fun night. It has been a great night. Thank you all for being a part of this. A couple of things we're going to close with. Are you ready? The cat story. My answer is dog. The reason being, I just don't like cats. Christmas Eve, a couple of years ago, I was having a dinner. We always have a Christmas Eve dinner with family in the church. When we first moved to Pennsylvania, the Scales family, Todd and Sarah, invited us over for Christmas Eve dinner. That has become a tradition that has lasted, I think, for 16 years. A couple of years ago, we were sitting there, and they always invite Holly and myself and the kids and 2 other families. We had this big feast at the Scales house. A couple of years ago, we invited a new family. And so it was the Scales, ourselves, and I think it was the Mitchells. And we invited a new family, the Achenbachs, Christmas Eve dinner. They had never been around me. They were kind of new to the church, and I didn't really know them that well, and it was time to get to know them better. We're sitting there on Christmas Eve, Pennsylvania. There is a raging snowstorm. It is raging snowstorm. My cell phone rings about 8 o'clock, right in the middle of our dinner. On the other end is a parishioner from our church. I can't even tell you who this is. He calls me on Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. Pastor Greg, yeah? I need a favor. Sure, man. What do you need? Listen, I know it's Christmas Eve. I know you're at your Christmas Eve dinner, but I need a favor. All right, what do you need? Can you shoot my cat? Excuse me? Can you shoot my cat? I said, well, sure, I can shoot your cat. What's up? My cat's 16 years old. It's dying. I called the vet. It's Christmas Eve. They said I need to put her down. They can't put her down, and I just can't do it. Can I bring my cat to you? I said, yeah, bring it on. He drove about 30 minutes in a snowstorm, brought the cat to me. I hung the phone up. We're sitting around the table. Everybody's laughing, and the Achenbachs look at me and goes, is this a joke? I said, no, we have a parishioner. I'm a pastor that can do all kind of things. I'm going to shoot my parishioner's cat. Todd, do you have a pistol around here? Yeah, I'll get you one, PG. Gets me a pistol. I know you're all going to hate me now. It was mercy. Man brought me his cat. We went out into the woods. I said, go ahead and give your cat final hugs. Love your cat. Listen, the cat was suffering so bad. And he did. I said, now drive away. And I took care of the cat. We got it buried, and it was a good night. So if you're ever on a Christmas Eve and your cat is suffering and the vet's closed, call me. I'll help you out. I would never do that to a dog. And there is the Christmas Eve cat story. Now, I told you we have a guest tonight. Folks, 3 minutes of your time is going to be a blessing for you. I promise you. I am doing this because yesterday, our president omitted, left out the name of God on the National Day of Prayer. So what am I going to do? I'm going to ask another president tonight to come in, be a guest on the PG and Barney Show, and tell us the truth about God and his importance to America. My dear friends, without further ado, my favorite guest, President Ronald Reagan.
Someone asked me whether I was aware of all the people out there who were praying for the president. And I had to say, yes, I am. I felt it. I believe in intercessionary prayer. But I couldn't help but say to that questioner after, sometimes when he was praying, he got a busy signal. It was just me in there ahead of him. I think I understand how Abraham Lincoln felt when he said, I have been driven many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. Now I realize it's fashionable in some circles to believe that no one in government should encourage others to read the Bible. That we're told that we'll violate the constitutional separation of church and state established by the Founding Fathers in the First Amendment. The First Amendment was not written to protect people and their laws from religious values. It was written to protect those values from government tyranny. I've said that we must be cautious in claiming God is on our side. I think the real question we must answer is, are we on his side? No matter where we live, we have a promise that can make all the difference. A promise from Jesus to soothe our sorrows, heal our hearts, and drive away our fears. He promised there will never be a dark night that does not end. Our weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. He promised if our hearts are true, his love will be as sure as sunlight. And by dying for us, Jesus showed how far our love should be ready to go. All the way. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. We all can recite. Americans yearn to explore life's deepest truths, and to say their entertainment, or their idea of entertainment, is sex and violence and crime, is an insult to their goodness and intelligence. We are people who believe love can triumph over hate, creativity over destruction, and hope over despair. And that's why so many millions hunger for God's good news. I've always believed that we were, each of us, put here for a reason, that there is a plan, somehow a divine plan for all of us. I know now that whatever days are left to me belong to him. I also believe this blessed land was set apart in a very special way. Our forebears came not for gold, but mainly in search of God and the freedom to worship in their own way. We've been a free people living under the law with faith in our Maker and in our future. I've said before that the most sublime picture in American history is of George Washington on his knees in the snow at Valley Forge. That image personifies a people who know that it's not enough to depend on our own courage and goodness. We must also seek help from God, our Father and Preserver. We'll never find every answer, solve every problem, or heal every wound, but we can do a lot if we walk together down that one path that we know provides real hope. The morality and values such faith implies are deeply embedded in our national character. Our country embraces those principles by design, and we abandon them at our peril. My experience in this office I hold has only deepened a belief I've held for many years. Within the covers of that single book are all the answers to all the problems that face us today if we'd only read and believe.
So, folks, there you have it. That's our National Day of Prayer, and Leadership by President Ronald Reagan, our guest. May God bless America and God bless you. That is what it's supposed to be like. And I pray that one day it will return to that. May you guys have a great Friday night. Thank you for being a part of the program. We'll see you this weekend on campus or part of our online family. Be back next week on Tuesday night, PG and Barney Show. May the Lord bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you, and grant you abundant peace. Good night. Catch you later.